What's up, Hip Hop Central here, and we got something new for the channel today. We got an interview with Webby. I appreciate him taking the time to do this and his manager hooking everything up. And there's going to be more interviews coming in the future. I did get 3 more recorded. This is my first interview, so I will get better at it over time. Give me some feedback below. Drop a like. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, well, what's up? Hip Hop Central here. This is the first interview I'm doing on this channel. We're trying to mix some shit up. We got the man Webby here.
Yeah.
We're out in Lancaster. He's on tour right now.
Lancaster. Don't get mad at you if you pronounce it wrong.
Lancaster. But we're here.
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Trust me, I made this mistake on stage the first time I came here. They were not happy with me.
Alright. Lancaster.
No, still wrong, but it's alright. Let's move on.
Don't matter. We're going to interview. Alright, man. Well, how's tour been?
Tour's been great. It's been awesome. It's been fucking exhausting. But, yeah, it's been a lot of touring this year. We did like 420 in Colorado, worked our way up through the mountains, and then did all of Canada.
That shit, 420 in Colorado?
I do that every year. Yeah, this was, I think, like the 7th or 8th annual. I've done 420 in Denver, which is wild. Yeah, so we did that with the Canadian thing, and then we did the West Coast, and now we're on the East Coast. We're on about a little more than halfway through that.
Yeah, that's
and after this, it's Europe. After that, it's the Midwest.
So
and
you're going out of country. Shit.
Oh, yeah, Worldwide Web Tour.
Yeah, that's what's dope.
Yeah,
That's
gotta cross some seas to make that name work.
Hell yeah, bro. Definitely. Well, what's the best city you performed in so far?
This year?
Or just all time?
This year, This year, Toronto has got to take the cake. Just by the strength in numbers and the massive amount of energy. That show was huge. It was like sold out, like 950 over capacity. Like it was a big fucking show. And they were very wild.
Yeah.
But I would go as far as saying like the whole Canadian run was just kind of like blew me away. Because I've done a few spot dates in Canada, but I'd never done like the whole country.
Yeah.
And it was, man, the love was super incredible.
And
as far as like all time though, I do Black Friday in Connecticut every year, and this year, well, not hometown but home state, and it's a smaller state, so it's kind of
definitely.
And this will be the 10th year in a row doing Black Friday, so that show is always super special. A bunch of friends and family there. My dad's there playing guitar. I get a full band. Keys, bass, drums, everything. So.
And you were saying up in Canada, that's like I saw you with Windex or DDG.
Yeah, all those guys. Him, Merc. We fucked around.
How'd you link up with him originally? Did you just did he hit you up, or you guys were just like?
I had worked with Merc, and we had gone back and forth, done some songs together, and then. When I went up there, I had a show on New Year's with Mercules in Edmonton, Canada, which was another fucking crazy one. And Windex was there.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I had met him. I wasn't sure exactly what to think up until that point. I'd only seen what I'd seen on the internet, so I didn't fully understand it. But then we sat down, we partied, and I got to know him. And the next day, we did that song with me, him, and Merc.
Yeah, I was
all
listening,
with like super incredible hangovers because it was like literally the day after New Year's Eve.
Yeah, shit.
It was New Year's Day, I guess that makes it, and it was wild. And all right, thanks for interrupting the interview to tell me that. I appreciate it. No, next time, never break my focus. I got ADD. You know this, Big John. Come on. All right, close the door.
Well,
anyways, but yeah, that was cool. Just shout to Canada in general.
So,
man.
is he just like the Windex is kind of just like his persona? That's what got him, the fame originally. And then he went to DDG rapping, or is he like?
Well, he's always rapped. That's as I've come to learn, and he's a very good rapper actually. And he kind of created that character through some skit videos, and I guess it went viral.
I remember when he
stuck with it.
And like, I mean, I was listening to some of his shit. I kind of get like an Eminem vibe, like from him a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And also into this situation, who inspired you originally? Getting into this shit. Like,
Slim Shady.
Slim Shady.
I mean, to name the one that was really the spark to set it all off. But of that era, the DMXs and Ludacris was a big one. Just really that whole era. Exhibit, Snoop. Dr. Dre, Chronic 2001 is my favorite album. So really it was like that time period, maybe a couple years before that and like 5 years after that being like the timeline of when I was most highly impressionable and influenced by what I was listening to that kind of formed my style.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was a good time in hip hop. It was a really good time.
Yeah, 100%.
Production was very musical and lyricism was kind of like climaxing at that point. I feel like after that, it kind of has just been a downslope because it's almost like there wasn't that much more to be done. They kind of, you hear hip hop in the '80s. It's so basic. It's almost like nursery rhymes, and you see it just kind of evolve, and then it hit this apex, and now it is downsloped back to nursery rhymes.
What with the SoundCloud rappers?
I mean, call them what you will. I just call them shitty rappers. But listen, I got music on SoundCloud, so I'm not trying to make a generalization. I'm just saying a lot of what I see.
When people think of SoundCloud, they probably want the like colored hair, a whole bunch of face tats,
I don't like to make. I mean, Eminem bleached his hair, so I don't want to make generalizations. I know people with face tats, so it's like I don't want to just. I know that's the stereotype, but you got to judge a man by his lyrics.
Definitely.
One thing that I learned through a lot of my hating is that you gotta assess everything on a case by case basis. You can't generalize. You can't write off a generation. You can't write off a style of music. You got to really just do it on a case-by-case basis. It's like Lil Xan sucks, but some of these other guys make really interesting music, and I had to have people kind of teach me that. I had to have younger people be like, Webb, like, you should really give this a listen.
And also you got to look at it, like, people were probably saying, like, back 10 years ago, your shit was a new generation, and we don't like that shit. And it's just the generations of people, it changes over time,
everything always changes. But I think, and I go on a monologue about it when I'm on stage every night, and it's more about, I don't like the lack of respect that a lot of these younger cats show because our generation did respect those who came up. We were like obsessed with the generation that came up before us. Those were like our idols. Those were our hip hop gods. Now these new kids are coming out saying, fuck all that old shit. I just like. Fundamentally, whether I was a rapper or not, I don't fuck with that. Respect your elders. I was raised Italian.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just rule number one.
And it's also a lot of rappers blow up like overnight. Just one hit song on the internet, and you're.
But that's always happened. I mean, it happens faster now with the internet. But I mean, there's also that many more rappers now because of the internet. I'm not.
Yeah.
You see someone blow up.
There's a ton of rappers out right now.
The test comes if you see when they're around 4 to 8 to 10. Like I've been around 10 years. Yeah. When you see people make it past these benchmarks, once you've made it to like 8-10 years, you're like, all right, this guy's gonna stick around.
Yeah.
He's got something special.
Yeah, definitely.
These other guys, you can't even take them serious. You know what I mean? Until you have to.
Is there any rappers you do fuck with that are in the whole SoundCloud trend like?
Yeah, I've heard like if we're being honest, like that type of music just isn't for me.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah,
and that doesn't mean that I should just shit on it entirely and write it off because there are some. I've heard some good stuff. It's just not what I go to. It's not what I tend to listen to.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, I listen to like fucking. I wake up and throw on like Jackson 5 and shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't. and when I'm listening to rap, I listen to the shit that I want to listen to from my era. And there is some good new stuff coming out, but I have such a wide well that I pull from just across so many genres that I'm not particularly wowed by a lot of what I hear in hip hop these days. Although what's coming out of Dreamville, like if you're talking about newer cats, Jid, Earth Gang, fire. Super fire. And that's cool to see, some of these newer generations coming out and doing it properly.
Well, speaking on the subject, blowing up in the rap game, like when did you first see like this shit was gonna work out, rapping and whatnot? Do you have a hit song that you saw this shit was gonna pay off?
No, I've never had a hit song. I'm a catalog artist.
You definitely had a hit
La La
song.
La. I mean, La 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 is what got me in the game because that was like a mixtape.
I remember I was on the bus in middle school. I remember hearing What I Do. Straight chugging all the
Damn.
40 out, brain cells fried, like a clam strip all day, get high.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That was the first shit I heard, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, this shit's dope as fuck.
No doubt.
And,
yeah.
And like, if you would have told me that day when I heard that song, I'll be sitting here interviewing you right now, that shit would be crazy. I mean, it's dope, you know?
Yeah. No, it's been a long, tumultuous journey for sure. But, yeah. You know.
Yeah, it's just dope.
Yeah.
And also on
No, but to touch on that again, sorry, I spaced out.
It's
There's
all good,
people
it's all
walking
good.
around. I
It's all good,
have
it's all
trouble.
good, it's all
Like
good.
I am the poster child for ADD.
Yeah,
I need to
yeah.
be like when I make a phone call, I have to separate myself entirely from anyone around me.
Yeah, I
and
feel
just
you.
completely like space out and like get into it.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
that's life as a kid with ADD.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm more an artist who focuses on like the scattershot approach. I'm like a shotgun blast. You're gonna get hit with like 40 rounds, like pieces. You know, what
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a shrapnel. Not what's the word I'm looking for? Nah, it's
Shrapnel.
the
semi-automatic.
what is a shotgun fire? No, I know.
Bullets.
Nah,
what
but
do you-
the-
it's pellets. The pellets.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying. That's more my approach as opposed to like shooting for a sniper rifle hit single. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Where
yeah,
you're
you know.
focused on that one bullet. I'm just going to hit you with a whole bunch throughout the course of the year. I'm going to take my time on all of them. I'm going to treat all of them like an individual single. But I'm not I'm not betting on any of them being the one. You know?
Yeah, definitely. And also, a song I did originally hear was Dollar Dollar with Mac Miller.
I need $1, yeah.
You know, like how did that all come together? Did he hit up you? Did he just?
I hit him up when he like first initially got on the scene, and like I had been around I guess a year at that point, and he was just starting to come onto the scene, and I sent him the track, and super cool.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
dope.
we took different trajectories, no doubt.
You ever meet
know?
up with him at any point, or?
Not in years, man. Not since we were like both very young, and that bums me out to this day because I feel like there was some sort of tensions between us, because there honestly was tensions between every one of those first white rappers.
Yeah,
you know what I
'cause, like,
mean? Me,
I know
MGK,
that
all
shit.
these guys.
Yeah.
The fans created the tension. You know what I mean? And that just kind of was what it was, but it was never anything personal. And I would have loved to
Yeah.
have run into him and had a chance to just kind of,
I mean,
give him
also,
dap and be like, yo, you're doing good.
Yeah,
you know, proud of
definitely.
you. But
I mean, if you don't mind me asking, how do you feel about what happened to him? How he passed
it's
away?
terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible, and it's terrifying. You know, because that could have happened to me. That could have happened to a lot of people I know. You know what I mean? It's not it's a scary game now, man.
Yeah,
Gotta be careful
definitely.
doing drugs. You really do.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Mac Miller, he inspired a lot of rappers, growing up like that, and
Absolutely.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Fentanyl is a terrible thing. Whatever scientist invented fentanyl should be put down.
It's
That
fucked
is just
up.
an evil creation.
It's fucked up. But you were talking about MGK a little bit. Listen to his new project at all?
I haven't gotten a chance to yet, but I did
It's-
want to. I heard the Travis Barker song. We actually just saw Blink 182
That's just dope.
the other day.
Honestly, listen, I remember Mac Miller back in the day. His shit was kind of just more like party music. But that shit just it's more guitar. More like different kind of rap.
And he is like a modern day rock star. I got to give it to him, man. His stage show is
definitely.
wild, and he really lives that shit. You know,
Definitely.
He is. And he had the balls to take on him, so I respect that. At the end of the day, you know.
I don't know. That was kind of ballsy, though. I mean,
No, it was extremely
going
ballsy.
up against Eminem, one of the goats of this generation right now. Is
Well, I mean, it's beyond that. M's just like the unfuckwithable
Yeah.
of all rappers, beef wise. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit older, so I've seen him take down multiple careers.
yeah, 100%,
like sink
100%.
entire careers. And yeah, MGK made it out.
yeah, definitely.
He made it out of the ring. He was definitely bruised, but he made it
Yeah,
out,
but
and I think it ended up benefiting him.
They probably made him
So,
a shit ton of money. You probably got a lot more clout.
Yeah.
Well, you got any projects coming up with rappers? Shit like that.
Well, I'm basically in the middle of a 4-year plan right now. So starting in 2017, I dropped music all year. At the end of the year, compiled it, added some exclusives, and called that project Wednesday. Last year, did it again next Wednesday. This year, doing it again Wednesday after next. And next year, I will do it again, and it will be the finale with an undisclosed title.
Undisclosed title.
Yes.
Well, also I want to talk to you about being independent. When you were first blowing up on the scene, did you have labels trying to hit you up? Trying to sign
definitely.
you?
Definitely. I'm really stubborn, and I don't like to answer to people, and I don't like people kind of getting their hands in what I'm doing creatively.
Yeah.
So it just never. I don't think I'm the ideal candidate for that to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm very like anti-establishment, anti-corporate, record label at that point. But I just always wanted to forge my own path with this shit, and I did, and it's been fucking a long ass road.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking to your manager earlier. You was saying you own all your masters now.
Yep.
You got all your shit off Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah, no, owning all my shit, and if you do this shit right independently, it'll take a long fucking time.
So what,
but you wouldn't set yourself up.
Did other labels own your work, and you had to buy it off them? Or
well, it's about. Yes, to a degree, but again, like we were talking about off camera, so much of my stuff was mixtapes, so that's not even in the conversation at all. Now it's about making sure everything that I put out, I own. Anything that I didn't own previously through a different distributor, recollected it, put it back into my stash, and it's taken a little while. And like I said, it's not about having that one song that's going to make me $1 million. It's about having that however many song that's going to make me $5 million.
Yeah, you got the fan base, you got to drop song that people will always listen.
Yeah,
it's dope.
But own your music, man. That's all I could say.
Definitely.
If I'm not saying the label thing doesn't work. You see it work out sometimes, and those are the ones you do see. But then you don't see all the other ones that didn't work out. Where there's a frustrated artist who isn't allowed to put their music out, who had a little wave going, signed, and then fell off the face of the earth, because that happens a lot more than Lil Nas X. But it does work sometimes. So
I was up at Atlantic Records like a month back. They were telling me we're gonna get you all access to interviews, all this shit, and they just go ghost now.
Well, here's the thing.
They're giving me this idea I can do all this shit, and they're not giving me no background. They don't even respond no more. And I hit up your manager. We got an interview right going. That's dope. That's why I'm gonna try and keep doing this shit.
The most toxic thing in this line of work is someone who overpromises.
Yeah.
I have found that is literally has hindered me more than pretty much anything else. So I keep a strict policy of under promise, over deliver. Because if you're waiting for things to happen, someone bullshitting you, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then nothing happens while you're not doing it because you thought they were going to do it. You know what I mean? And then nothing ends up happening. That's like, no reason they would what a waste of a month.
They're trying to get money off, whatever. Like if they're not going to, if they're not making money off it, they're not going to, try to fuck with you. That's why.
I just don't believe what anybody says for the most part. Until you've fully earned my trust, then I take everything at face value. Yeah, this guy, that guy, dope, cool. I don't need either of those guys anymore, so whatever.
Yeah, for real.
Dope. Sick friend group, but other than that, I'm good. I'm insulated, and I'm always down to work and expand and continue to do good, positive shit, but I don't need anybody else. That's the career that I want, where I don't need them.
If all the money's coming into you, you don't got to deal with no middleman, all that bullshit. If it works out, it works out. It's dope.
Yep.
I fuck with that.
Hell yeah.
Well, we're probably gonna wrap this up. We're 17 minutes in.
Damn, really? Holy shit.
Yo, been good talking, man.
No doubt.
Good interview.
I just get rambling, It's
definitely.
That's my interview approach.
No, it's dope. I fuck with it. Well, hey, tell them where to find your shit at. Social media, all that.
Absolutely. Chris Webby on wherever you're looking.
Check it out.
Spotify specifically.
Spotify. All right, keep it going. Hey, if you'd like to interview, this is my first interview. We got Chris Webby. I appreciate the invite. Do this shit. It's dope. And drop a like, subscribe. Give me feedback in the comment if you want to see more interviewers. Thanks. Not more interviewers, more interviews. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Peace out.
We've been doing this shit for damn near 10 years, and it's not gonna stop here. So I will see you crazy motherfuckers next time. And that's a promise. And when I make a promise, God damn it, I keep it. I'm from the old school, back when your word used to mean something. Okay? You want to know another promise I made way back when? It still holds true today. You know why? Because fuck the man. And that promise was, I will never sell my soul.
My favorite artist of all time, if I was trapped on an island and could only listen to one nigga the rest of my life, it would absolutely be Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
He's, not only is he so interesting to just fucking look at and watch operate,
Yeah, definitely.
but the dude is a genius of